Welcome to the English with Kirsty podcast from www.englishwithkirsty.com. Here I'll be sharing with you tips, information and other learning resources so that you can improve your business English. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 92 of the English with Kirsty podcast. And just before I get into the main topic today, I would like to ask about people's favourite Twitter accounts. So before we were asking about favourite Facebook pages for learning English, particularly business English. And today I'd like to know if you have any good Twitter accounts that you follow that give good information and help you to learn. So if you do know of any, I'm going to be looking around for some as well because I'm making a list. But if you're aware of any, please let me know what they are with the Twitter handle. You can either do that by going to today's show notes page, which is englishwithkirsty.com/podcast/episode 92. Or you can send me an email at Kirsty, Kirsty, at englishwithkirsty.com. Okay, so that's just about the Twitter because I'm collecting these resources to go into a resource for episode 100. But if you're listening after that, you can either go to episode 100's page and find the resource there, or you can still send in your information because I will put them on the show notes page for episode 92. So in episode 22, which is a long time ago now, we talked about wintry weather idioms because it was the middle of winter and we were talking about some idioms that have to do with that kind of weather. And today, even though the weather in the UK isn't that great, we're still waiting for the summer and it's been quite rainy recently, I want to talk about the summer weather idioms because I'd always planned to do two, one for winter and one for summer. And now it's time for summer. So I've got some idioms here. And if you want to have a look at these and have another look at the examples, you can go to the show notes page because I will link there to the blog article where I originally talked about this. So, what summer weather idioms do we have? So, a ray of sunshine. If someone's a ray of sunshine, they bring positivity with them. Maybe it's otherwise dark and gloomy, but if you're a ray of sunshine, you make other people happy because you bring positivity with you and you make people feel better. So it's good to be a ray of sunshine and it's a compliment if somebody calls you one. Number 2 is not positive. It's a fair weather friend. So fair weather is another way of saying good weather. And if you're a fair weather friend, you only want to be around when everything's fine, when there are no problems, when everyone can have fun, but you're gone. As soon as the clouds come, you're not there anymore and you're not a friend. You won't help the other person. So if you're a fair weather friend, you're just kind of a superficial friend. You're not there through thick and thin. You're just there to have a good time and afterwards you're gone. So that's not positive. If somebody calls you a fair weather friend, then you might want to look at what kind of friend you are. Number 3 is chasing rainbows. So it's impossible to chase rainbows or catch them because they're in the sky. And however high up you go, even at the top of a mountain, they're still like so far away. You can never catch one. And if people are chasing rainbows, it's kind of the same thing. They're trying to achieve something that's impossible, or they have expectations that can never be reached. So it's a pointless task chasing a rainbow. And that could be somebody who just doesn't believe in someone else's dreams, but it's usually used when something is really unrealistic and something that they can't fulfill. So, stop chasing rainbows and do something that has a chance of succeeding. Number 4, come rain or shine. And this is kind of opposite to the fair weather friend. It's somebody who is there, whatever happens, in the good or the bad times. Or it can be about the weather, like come rain or shine, the guy selling coffee outside the station is always there. I remember when I used to go to work, there was this guy and he had a van and he sold coffee outside the station and he was there, whether there was snow on the ground or whether it was a lovely sunny day, he was there come rain or shine. So this can be literally about the weather, or it can be more figuratively saying, whatever happens, this person always shows up, or this person's always available. Number 5, a ray of hope. That's kind of like a ray of sunshine, but rather than it being happiness and positivity, it's hope. So if everything's going wrong and then one thing happens that's good, it can be a ray of hope. It can give you hope that the situation will be okay in the end. So I included that because it's a ray again, and rays, they're rays of light or rays of sun. And it might just be one ray, one tiny ray of hope, but it's all you need to get people feeling positive again. So yeah, it's kind of relevant to the sun, so I included that one. Number 6, a bolt from the blue. This is like something that's unexpected. It doesn't have to be negative. It can be positive too. It can just be, the example I gave on the blog was like somebody you haven't seen for a long time. That was a bolt from the blue, seeing him again. So it can be, it's not really positive or negative. It's just something you really don't expect to happen, and it happens. So that's a bolt from the blue. Number 7, if you clear the air, it's a bit like a thunderstorm. You know how you can feel all the energy before a thunderstorm, and you need to have a thunderstorm sometimes, otherwise you get a headache and you just think, I just wish this thunderstorm would happen, and it would clear the air, and then everything would be all fresh and good again, and your headache goes. It's a bit like that with people. So if there's been an argument brewing for a while, like a thunderstorm, and then you finally have this either argument or very frank discussion, and then afterwards you can clear the air. So you find out what the other person's thinking, you deal with the argument, and then you can just get on with being friends again, or colleagues, or whatever you were. So it's when there's something that's not being said, and maybe people are angry, and if you have this conversation, you can then clear the air. You know what the problem is, you've talked about it, you've got it off your mind, and then you can move forward, hopefully. Number 8, make hay while the sun shines. You can't make hay in the rain. This is from the original, from the old days when people worked on the land and made hay, cut the grass and made hay bales. If you do it when it's wet, the hay will rot inside, and I think I read somewhere that it can even catch fire as it dries out. But you certainly can't do it when it's wet, because if you do, then it will be ruined, because there'll be water inside and it will go mouldy, and you can't give it to the animals. So if you wait till it rains, then you've got a problem. But if you do it while the sun shines, as long as the sun is shining, you can make hay, because you're making the best of this opportunity while the sun's shining. And you make as much hay as possible then, because tomorrow it might rain. You don't know what will happen tomorrow, but at the moment the sun's shining, so make your hay. And we kind of say that, if there's a good opportunity to do something that may be gone next week or tomorrow, then make the most of the chance while you have it, and make the most of this good opportunity. Number 9, brighten up someone's day. That's kind of like the going back to the sunshine thing, because most of these sunshine idioms are positive. It's a good thing. If you brighten up someone's day, you make them happy, you do something good for them, you cheer them up. All these good things that the sun can do. When you see the sunshine coming through the window, you can think, oh, what a nice day it is outside, let's go outside. The sun tends to make people feel positive, and so the idioms to do with the sun do the same as well. So if you brighten up someone's day, you make them happy. Number 10, ending on a not so positive note, something that belongs to the summer in the UK though, is the rain. So it never rains, but it pours. This could go in winter or summer, but we get quite a lot of rain in the summer and the spring and the autumn too, so I put it in here. And this means, it's not just one thing that goes wrong, a load of things go wrong all at the same time. So you don't just have a bit of rain, but it pours, you get a storm or torrential rain. And we use that when, one thing goes wrong, and that would be bad enough, but then something else happens, and everything's going wrong. So it's just kind of saying these things happen together. You don't just get one. It's a storm. It's torrential rain. And that's negative. Sometimes it's really nice to have torrential rain if it's been really hot and sunny and all the plants are dry, and sometimes you just need a good downpour, but that's not what this is saying here. It's saying it's a bad thing, It would be bad enough if it just rained, but it never rains, but it pours. Okay, so if you want to have a look at these again, you can go to englishwithkirsty.com/podcast/episode 892, and you'll find there the link to the blog post with these, and also the contact form. So if you want to contact me about anything you've read or any ideas, or if you can suggest some Twitter accounts for me, that would be great. And there's also other information on there, like about how you can support the podcast and how you can get a free book from Audible if you're in the UK or Germany. So if you are interested in any of that, you can have a look at the show notes page. Have a good week, everyone, and have fun learning English. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the English with Kirsty podcast. If you have any questions or comments, my email address is kirsty@englishwithkirsty.com, or you can go to www.englishwithkirsty.com/podcast, where you'll find information about the individual episodes.